Hey guys, this is Teddy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about real estate negotiation strategies and 5 powerful tactics that you can use when you are negotiating real estate. So before I get started, I'd just like to say that some of these techniques are very useful, but with great power comes great responsibility. Always negotiate ethically and don't be that shady investor or that shady real estate agent that's trying to gain an unethical upper hand on people. Make sure to be competitive, but don't be unethical. So my first strategy is to Google the opposing party. It's very disturbing the amounts of personal information that people put online, and a quick Google search can tell you things like what the other party does, what they plan on doing with the house, maybe they're moving, or maybe if you were on the selling side, you find out that the buyer has just totally fallen in love with the house. And yes, people put stuff like this on social media, so make sure to check people's LinkedIns, make sure to check people's Instagrams. If you can check their Facebook, you can't always check people's Facebooks though. And if you're a real estate agent, make sure that you tell your clients that don't put anything about your motivations on social media because the opposing party is probably looking at it. Okay, so my second tip is going to be go through your county's tax record, or if you're a real estate agent, you're probably going to be using Realist, and find out when they bought the property, what kind of loan they got on the property, if they tried to sell a property in the past. And if you go to a lender, a lot of times a lender, or maybe if you're really good at amortization schedules, you can pretty well calculate how much is left on the loan. And if people have a lot of equity in the house, they're more likely to be a little lax on negotiations. And if they don't have any equity, if you've been in real estate long enough, you've probably been through this. People with very low equity are very hesitant to negotiate. My third negotiation tip is you always want to be very likable, very friendly to a certain degree, and very collaborative. You want to work with people and you want the opposing party to know that you were there to make a deal happen. Many times people have this thought in their mind, or this image in their mind, that they need to be like a hard driving CEO who's going to tear through the competition. And think about it, if you were on the opposing side and a person was disrespectful to you, or the negotiator on the other side showed disrespect for you, you are either going to walk away from that deal, or you are going to do the same thing back to them, and it's probably not going to end well. So make sure that you're friendly and that people just want you to win basically, and harbor no ill feelings towards you. Many times I've seen listing agents who treat buyer's agents very badly, and I cringe at that because a buyer's agent has a lot of swing when it comes to actually making the decision for the house. And if the buyer's agent doesn't like you, then more than likely they're going to take those clients elsewhere. So always make sure to treat people with respect. My fourth technique is what I would call the aw shucks method. This is basically when you have an agent with a really big ego, maybe they're a really huge agent in town, and you play down your negotiating strategies and you play up to their negotiating strategies. And I found this to be very effective and something that I use on a day-to-day basis, and it works well if you are a new agent. You would say things like, wow, you are such a great negotiator, you are a superstar agent, hey, do you mind if we just have those due diligence fees just taken off? We don't want to pay due diligence. You know, you are a real good real estate agent, I could learn a couple of things from you, but we really need those closing costs to be waived because my seller doesn't want to pay them. You get the point. Basically, if people have really big egos, they can be influenced easy and they don't even realize it. Okay, and my fifth, and this is probably the most important, especially if you're a new agent, is you have to learn how to deflect very probing questions. When a buyer agent or a seller agent comes at you, a lot of times they're going to ask questions like, has it had any offers yet? Why has it been on the market for so long? Is there any problems with that? And my best advice is to say this? You know, that's a real good question. I need to ask my buyers if they feel comfortable with me divulging that information, but what is your buyer interested in? So basically you just gave a very generic response and then you answered with a very generic question. If you just flat out say no, a lot of times that can cause ill feelings towards people, but if you can kind of just deflect the question and respond with a generic answer or a generic question, a lot of times the question just kind of fades away and people forget they even asked. But anyway, those are my 4 powerful negotiation tips. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching.